Hey everybody, I'm back again with another live concert review. A couple days ago, I saw the off date for is the off date from the Metal Alliance tour, which is headlined this year by Behemoth. But my off date was a couple of the opening bands on that tour. It was headlined by Goatwhore, and then 1349, the Norwegian black metal band, was on the bill as well, and also Black Crown Initiate, who is an up and coming band who's actually opening the Metal Alliance tour this year. And we had a couple of openers. The show a couple nights ago was at a place called the Aftershock. It's in Merriam, Kansas, right outside of Kansas City. The Aftershock is like a bar and grill type place. It's actually a pretty good sized venue. It has a main room with a stage at one end, and then a bar in the middle that separates it from the other room. And the other room has a little smaller stage on there, which I've actually never seen anyone even use it. But the sound at the Aftershock is usually pretty good. Every show I've seen there has been pretty nice as well. This was actually the first time they had a barricade up there in front of the stage. It was almost like some kind of fence that you would get from like a community ballpark or something. It was really weird, but it was fine. There was no crowd surfing or anything like that, so it was whatever. The crowd, let's see, this was a Wednesday night. The crowd was again kind of like the Destruction show on Tuesday, kind of like a medium-sized crowd. Definitely not the biggest crowd I've seen at Aftershock, but far from the smallest crowd. And the people that were there for Goatwhore were circle pitting and singing along throughout. So it was a really energetic crowd, if it wasn't the biggest crowd. Yeah, but the sound sounded fine. They kept playing serious liquid metal between the bands, so we kind of heard some crappy talk radio and crappy metal songs. And then one special thing I want to point out was that each band, their merch, the hell had a bunch of shirts and stuff. Goatwhore has the best shirt I've seen in quite some time. On the front, it just has kind of, a little logo and some art. And on the back, in big letters. I usually hate shirts, metal shirts, where on the back it has like something in big letters, because it's usually something trying to be like really edgy and offensive. But this one said, "Less Whitechapel, more haunting the chapel," and I was like, "Oh my god, that's perfect." I almost bought that shirt just because I'm like, I would wear that to a Whitechapel show. But anyway, the first band of the night was Night Creation. They are a symphonic-ish black metal band from Kansas City. Um, I actually was kind of off to the side. I'd seen them before. They're pretty good. They open up for Moonspell, which I would say them opening for Moonspell is probably a little bit better of a fit than them opening for Goatwhore in 1349. That said, they're still improving every time I've seen them. Um, they have some keyboards, and the keyboards are done live. The keyboards sound great. Um, Kind of like melodic mid-paced black metal. Lots of different sounds in there. It was alright for an opening band. They got the crowd warmed up, and that's all you can really ask for from an opening band like that. The second opening band was a local black metal band called Nefirum. I'd seen their name and their logo around a couple of times, but I never got to check them out. And I am very glad that I was there early to catch them on this show. They are straight up. I mean, they sound like a Norwegian or Swedish black metal band from the 90s. It was insane that a band that sounds like that is coming from Kansas City. Great riffing, great blast beats, great vocals. It was one of the most impressive opening sets from a local band I've heard in a very long time. They even threw in a Marduk cover, and I just I can't even explain that how happy I am that we have another good black metal band from Kansas City. We got Night Creation's great, and then we have Stonehaven, who I'm a really big fan of. But more black metal from Kansas City is always welcome for me. So yeah, I'm definitely going to every time I get a chance to see them, I'm definitely going to take that and check them out again. The first touring band was Black Crown Initiate. Black Crown Initiate they kind of came out of left field when they were announced for the Metal Alliance tour. Black Crown Initiate is kind of like, I don't want to say, like when I say gent, I know that has like some huge negative connotation, and kind of on album they kind of sound like that, but it's definitely not a whole like legit gen. Like this is not Periphery, this is not Tesseract or anything like that. I guess the like is just like modern sounding progressive-ish death metal, metalcore. I don't know. It's kind of hard to peg them down. They were entertaining. I kind of wish because like the bass player was really good. I play bass, so I'm kind of a sucker for good bass playing. Um, I kind of wish because the guitar players have these 12 string guitars, whatever, and the bass player had like a 6 string bass. I kind of wish they did more crazy, proggy instrumental stuff. Like if I have to see like a gent band, which is a genre I don't really care for, if they can do just crazy time signature changes and sweeps and technical playing, then I'll be like, okay, that's cool. I'm impressed. I'm entertained for this band that I normally wouldn't give like I wouldn't care about. They didn't really do that. That said, though, I was pretty surprised. It's not. I've heard a little bit of their stuff on album, and it's a little bit different live. I actually think they might be a little bit better on album than live, but they seem to be having a pretty good time up there. No breakdowns or anything like that. Just kind of good, solid, you know, modern metal, I guess is the best way to put it. The second touring band of the night was 1349 from Norway. This was my second time seeing 1349. Um, they've come around. They actually, when they do tour, it actually seems like they come around Kansas City an okay amount, which I'm thankful for. I love 1349. Um, Live, they're great. They did not have Frost on drums. Frost, the drummer, also in Satyricon, he's a really good black metal drummer. I want to say, I know they've used the drummer for Job for a Cowboy in the past. I'm not sure if that's who it was on the drums this time. But when they came out, it seemed like when the drummer was soundchecking, he was having a little bit of issue. And so it seemed like they started a little late. But they didn't. I don't think they cut any songs. They just kind of pushed everything back. But when 1349 came out, like they went right into Sculptor of Flesh, which is my favorite 1349 song. The sound sounded very thin. Actually, Raven's vocals cut out for like the last minute of the song, which I thought kind of sucked. But by the middle of song 2, everything started to sound great. So it definitely did not ruin the performance or anything. They played Sculptor Flesh, I'm Abomination, Chasing Dragons, lots of stuff from Hellfire and Liberation, and then a couple from Demon Noir, and then that one that Tom Fisher produced. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, they were great. Lots of intensity throughout their set. I really don't expect anything less from 1349. Their bass player, actually, his second string just go kung and snapped off, and he finished that song and played the next song without it, and it sounded fine. Like they still sounded really heavy, but and it was weird because I had seen set lists from them before. They might have had one more song to play, but the bass player was like, I can't, my string's gone, I can't play it. So they ended with like not like just a little fan or no fanfare at all or anything like that. So it kind of seemed like they cut a song short, but definitely didn't feel like it. They're really really great. I One of my favorite live black metal bands for sure. Okay, the headliner for my show was Goatwhore. On the Metal Alliance tour, they are actually the last band to play before Behemoth, who is the headliner of that tour. Goatwhore was actually the very first heavy metal band I ever saw live. Back in 2006, they opened for Celtic Frost, which was my first metal concert, and they blew my mind. I bought their CD um, right after I saw them, and this would be my, I think, fourth time seeing them, and they're just, man, forget Municipal Waste and stuff like that. Goatwhore is to me the ultimate party metal band. Like they get on and they just go. Like from the first note or the first song is just pedal to the metal, 100% completely. At that point, I had got up on the rail, so me and my buddy William were just sitting there banging our heads and everything like that. People were going crazy behind us. It was kind of funny. I was kind of in a spot. I'm a tall guy, so I was kind of in the spot on the rail where the vocalist Ben would like, he like come up there and stuff. So like his crotch would be right in my face, but I just put my head down. He conked me on the head a couple times. So he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, buddy." I'm like, "Nah, that's cool." But yeah, they're fantastic. They're every single time I see them, they sound even more vicious live than they do on album. They played about 15 or 16 songs, which is great. Lots some old stuff, and then a brand new song, which I actually think sound like a midnight song, so kind of black and speed metal stuff. So that's any more music like that we can get out there is good for me. They're super loud. People were very going crazy for him. Goatwhore is just fantastic. Um, I can't wait to see him again. If their new song is any indication of what their new album is gonna sound like, I'm gonna be picking that up probably the day it comes out, which I think is like in July. But yeah, very very fun, very entertaining, very metal. It was a great show all around, and I was very happy I decided to go. All right, that is it for me today. Next show, I might be seeing Ringworm next week sometime. Other than that, might be maybe a week or so for my next concert, but I will see you then. All right, thanks.